Hi, everybody. I thought I would just take this opportunity to share a little bit about myself with you. So, 4 years ago, yeah, November 2021, 4 years ago, I started having all these symptoms that just popped up. I had fullness in the right side of my ear, saw my doctor, and there was no ear infection, nothing, but it was just pressure. Within a few days, I had dizziness, which quickly after that became vertigo, and then losing my balance. I couldn't drive. It was hard for me to walk from one part of the house to the other without walking into walls or furniture. I had to have assistance, so that meant that I had to stop working. And then I had tremors that only impacted the right side of my body. And trying to get into a specialist takes time. So keep in mind, all this happened in October, November of 2021. By the time I was finally able to get in to see a ear, nose, and throat doctor and a neurologist, by the time they did all their testing and blood work and tried me on different medicines, nothing was working. And they worked in the same hospital, so they were able to, they had my permission to talk with each other. Well, they both talked and they both came to me and said, "We need you to have an MRI." So, with me having cochlear implants, bilateral cochlear implants, that means I have two magnets in my head. It's about this size. Yeah. Put it on, and voila, I can hear again. um, so it's a process because you have to have surgery to remove the magnets. And I think now it's finally, after all the insurance approval and the schedule and everything working out, it's February 27th, 2022. I go in, I have surgery, they remove it, they sent me home next day, come back to the hospital, had the MRI, was immediately wheeled back to surgery to reimplant brand new magnets. I remember waking up and they tell me your MRI, the scan of your brain, it's good. No indication of cancer or anything abnormal, and no indication of why I was having my symptoms. And I remember asking, "Well, now what?" And they said, "Well, we'll just treat the symptom. We'll just treat it." I said, "Okay." I just took it. Um, had to do rehab, had to train how to do things, life again. And, my symptoms did get better. Some went away. And I think now, like 2 years ago, the vertigo hit me again. It was really bad. Went back to see the ENT, and they did some more testing and pretty much just said, "Well, we can't guarantee, but you might have Meniere's disease." And I said, "Well, okay, so what do we do? What's the treatment for that?" Right? "Oh, well, we just treat the symptoms. Okay. Okay. So I'm taking all this medicine to help with all these things. And, you know, for the last 4 years, one of those symptoms will pop up, but then go away. Rarely do I have two that pop up at the same time. Until a month ago. I started having pressure in my right ear again. But I just said that it's just the season changing. It's just the air pressure. It's just just the beginning of an ear infection. But no ear infection happened. I still have the pressure. 2 weeks ago, I got hit, or not hit. I started showing the tremors in my right hand. And I thought I could, hide it. So now to this past weekend, my husband and I went on a date. We went out to eat for dinner. And he's talking and I'm listening. And all of a sudden he looks at me and he says, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm perfect." So I'm just listening. I'm tired, but I'm just listening. And as soon as I said that, I got hit with nausea. Couldn't finish my meal. So from the time we left the restaurant and we got home, I had the dizziness and the vertigo. And it took everything in me just to get from the car to inside the house. And once I got in, I went straight to the bedroom and just kind of lay there. Had my jacket on, had my shoes on. I'm pretty sure I still have my purse. And I just cried. Not crying of, "Oh, pity me." No, it's like, it's frustrated. Seriously? Really? Come on. I'm already taking medicine for all this. So why? My husband comes in and he comforts me and he tells me, he said, "It'll be okay. And I'm here with you." And, there's no way he's leaving me. And I trust him. So after 5 minutes of crying, I pulled myself together. I forced myself to sit up. And I realized, I said, "You know what? I need my people to pray for me." So I posted on Facebook my situation, what I was experiencing, and I said, "I need you all to pray for me." And of course, everybody said that they are, and I'm trusting them. I know it. I feel it. So yesterday morning, while I was getting ready for work, I just asked the Holy Spirit. I said, "Why? Why?" I'm not mad. I'm just frustrated. There's a difference between being mad and frustrated. Like, I've changed my life. I'm, doing all the things that I'm supposed to do. And why? Well, he told me, he said, "You are just treating the symptoms." And I said, "Well, what's the root? What is the root cause for this?" I said, "None of the experts that I've gone to visit seem to even know." And he told me, he said, "I will take care of you." I've got you. And that's all I needed to know. I needed the peace. So I'm trusting God. So on my drive to work, it hit me. People in the world, how many of them are just treating symptoms, putting a band-aid on, taking medicine for this without getting to the real reason? And I'm not talking about just physically, but I'm talking about emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. We don't take the time to evaluate ourselves. I have to be honest that 4 years ago, yes, I had an amazing support system, team, people who were around me and loved on me, but I felt so alone. So I know that experience, what I'm experiencing now, the frustration, is not because of what I experienced 4 years ago. I know it goes all the way back to my childhood. And it's something to do with this time of year. And I will continue to work on getting healed from the trauma that I had when I was a child. And I am believing that that is the root cause for what I'm experiencing now. Just always been so busy to not allow myself to actually heal. Allow myself, give myself permission to get mad and cry, be happy, of all the things that I did not allow myself to experience and feel at that time. So, life is short. It is a journey. We don't need to spend a lot of time being stuck in the same pattern. It's too short to stay mad. It's too short to stay bitter and sad. And people need you. I need you. And the only way we're going to be able to help other people is if we're healthy ourselves. So, I'm going to stop treating the symptoms and actually get to work on figuring out what the root is. There's only so much that the medical field can do for people. They're not God. They're not a God. We have one who heals us. We just have to be willing to have a relationship with him. So, with that being said, if you see my hand shaking or you see my head shaking, I'm okay. I know I've had some people, comment or say, "Are you okay?" And I'm great. I accept it. I embrace it. I'm not fighting against it. It is what it is. Life is short. We need to love each other, respect each other, hold each other accountable, I am rooted in Him. Love y'all.